Hey there guys, RGS Rocks here for another PS3 review. Today I'll be reviewing Killzone 2, a game I've been really looking forward to. Yep, and I gotta say, it's pretty good. Uh, this is also a Pawn Star, or sorry, I'll say it right this time, Pawn Stars review. Uh, yep, the next Centrix, that's what you may know me as. So with that out of the way, let's move on to our first category, which is graphics. So I'm going to be doing a slightly different type of review where I'm going to be talking over my gameplay instead of actually talking as I'm playing the game. Just let that out there, so just so you know what's going on. But anyway, so I'm going to talk about graphics first right now, and that is quite possibly the main reason people are so pumped for this game. And I have to say that they are the most amazing graphics I've seen on console. Of course, Crysis outdoes every game. But, you know, for a console, this is the most amazing textures I've seen, especially on the ground for some reason. The water, how it, is over the rocks and all that. And the lighting, especially, textures and lighting is what makes it really look amazing. And also you have the motion blur in there, which is something kind of new. And it makes it flow really nicely. The gun models look really sharp and nice, even though they're not based on real guns exactly, but look nice. The environments are like really, really great, except they're all really dark and gray, which I know is how most shooters are, and I think it would have been nice if there had been some maybe like in the jungle kind of levels, because I think they had that in some Killzone 1, but again, this is on the Helgan planet, so I haven't actually finished the single player, so I'm not exactly sure how all the story is. Um, I love the overall style of the Helgast and stuff, like the red eyes. Some people don't like it. I love it. I think it's like the signature for the game. It's what's great about it. And there really aren't very many issues, no frame rate drops that I've had or anything like that. The only issue with that is like when there's loading times, it freezes and like stops for maybe at tops like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. And it just kind of like stops the flow of the game, and you have to sit there and like, you're in the middle of a fight and then you walk through a hallway and then there's this loading scene. It's just kind of like, what the hell. Also, the character models of the ISA, not so hot for me. Their faces and stuff, and like, their vocals don't always match up with their movements of their mouth. Another great thing about it is like there's the particles that come off the wall when you shoot them, like, or the ground and stuff. It looks so good. Like, I know they look good in Metal Gear Solid 4. That's just another example of a game I played where I had it. But this, takes another level because, like, with a shotgun or something, when you shoot metal, like, thousands of little sparks come off, all bouncing separately. And finally, for the graphics, are the explosions, and that is what tops it all off with the grenades and the all of the air tanks and all that. So that's graphics. Now time to move on to gameplay. So the gameplay in Killzone is, pretty much what you expect. It's great, of course, it's a shooter, but it doesn't really bring anything new to the table. It all feels really, really tight when you shoot and stuff, especially like in the single player when you're shooting the Helgast. All your bullets feel like heavy and tight, and I don't know how else to explain it, but like really satisfying. And they have the great animations, which I forgot to mention in the graphics, but the animations and stuff when you actually shoot them, they go twirling around and stuff. That adds on to the gameplay enjoyability for me. The controls can be kind of confusing. There's multiple control, changes they can make. I use the alternate too, which is probably what actually majority of people use. It's what the Call of Duty kind of feel is, L1 aim, R1 shoot. Normally it's really confusing, I don't even know, because after the demo I switched it right away, so I didn't even bother with it in this full game. But anyway, next is the cover system, which was unfortunately only in single player. I understand why they took it out of multiplayer, because they said it slowed down or something, like too many campers. I thought it would have been good in multiplayer. But it works actually surprisingly really well. I wasn't expecting much from first person cover system, but it actually feels really good. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'll have some in the game, in the videos, but yeah, it's really nice. The single player's really intense. A lot of firefights, lots of stuff going around. The AI is pretty good. They cover really well. Like the medics, I think they are, and the Hellgas, they roll around and they come up behind you, hit you with their gun, stuff like that. There was an update, I think a couple days ago maybe, where they changed the controls. It was a bittersweet thing for some people, because people were complaining about how when you there's like a delay. There was like a delay. It never bothered me at all. Where when you move your gun, it takes like probably not even like zero point 0.2 seconds for it actually to happen on the screen. Didn't bother me one bit. Never even noticed it hardly. And so they came out with an update, and that's gone. So I don't know. You have to actually play the game from before and now. Now it feels more like Call of Duty. Before it felt like its own thing, which I'm kind of disappointed about because I liked it better how it was before. But again, I mean, it's like doesn't really change the game that much for me. But again, nothing really new in terms of actual shooters. Same old thing, pretty much. Shoot and point and do your thing. Although multiplayer is a blast to play with your friends. Unfortunately, there's no party system or anything like that. That would have been good. And no, it's not a big deal to a lot of people, but split screen is a huge deal to me. Wish they would have had it, but they don't. Co-op also. So yeah, that's gameplay. Now it's time to move on to replayability. So with replayability, it's basically, is it worth the $60 that it's gonna cost you? And my answer to that is yes, personally, because I've already clocked in probably like 25 hours online, and for me that's a lot within like a week and a half. But for some people that might not be a lot, but that's a lot for me. And because it's so addictive with all the classes that you can unlock. It's like kind of like the Call of Duty system where you unlock points and stuff like that, and it all feels very rewarding because I think there's 8 classes, maybe 7, maybe, I don't know. You start as recruit, and then the last class is scout, which is basically sniper, and you've got all these really awesome abilities. Like for tactician, which is probably my favorite class overall, you can send out spawn points that your teammates can use. So you can go run all the way over to the enemy's base and put a spawn point like right out there. And what it does is it makes the battle 10 times more intense because everyone is just right next to each other. But it's not like it doesn't ruin the game where like the second you spawn you die. But I don't know, it just makes the game like a lot more fun because you're not running around the whole map. And then once you get all the way to the other side, you get sniped, and then you have to do it all over again. Instead, you just spawn right there. It's not that new, like some games have had that, but I just like it. In the Scout, you can be invisible, and you unlock new abilities, like for the Saboteur, which the main ability is you can like change your character, so it switches temporarily for like 10 seconds to look like someone on the other team. But the ability you can unlock for that is C4, which I haven't actually unlocked, but that's just an example. And so basically the replayability is all in the multiplayer. I'm guessing some people will play single player a couple times because you unlock, I think it's Elite or something after you beat single player. And then there's trophies, which adds for replayability. Then there's really good, really great clan system. You set up your own clan and invite up to 64 people, I think, and then there's tournaments built into the game, and it's all connected to the website too, which has cool features like you can watch your last 10 matches that you were in. So yeah, again, it's probably worth the $60 for most people. It is definitely for me. Been playing the game for probably a couple more months now. Wouldn't be surprised.